Hello viewers and welcome to another episode of Trashtalk on Flying Circus, where I talk about the planes in the book. In this episode, Theler Kobra MB, or KanonenKobra, from the Worker Playbook. When it first hit the field, the Theler Kobra MB was revolutionary, though heavy and sluggish even back then. The fact that it carried two synchronized machine guns put it far ahead of the competition. As with all early inventions, it wasn't without problems. Most notably was the bulky box radiator below its fuselage, causing a lot of drag and tended to drain quickly if damaged. MB model solved this problem by moving the radiator to a panel in the upper wing, but here's a problem. When you put a tank full of boiling water right above and in front of the pilot's face, I give you 3 guesses as to what happens if the radiator gets shot. Though the problem was known, the MB stayed in production until MC entered service, at which point MBs were pulled back to secondary duties, like balloon hunting with 20mm cannons, a rather hated job as you have to stand up to reload. So, the KanonenKobra, as its name implies, has a 20mm light repeating cannon. I know, after spending weeks and months talking about planes armed with machine guns, and more machine guns, you probably started wondering if early combat planes were armed with anything but machine guns, and like most things in Flying Circus, there's a similar real-life counterpart. This is the Becker Type M2 20mm cannon, a German autocannon developed for aircraft use during World War I. Compared to earlier autocannons like the QF 1-pounder pom-pom which weighed at some 180 kilograms, the Becker was a lot lighter at 30 kilograms, and it still fired a massive bullet, but it cannot be synchronized, awkward to reload, and the bullet flew kinda slow, meaning unless you are an incredibly good shot, you won't be tagging planes with it. The German put it on quite a lot of aircrafts, any that can accept it, that is, bombers, ground attacker, even airships have them for defensive fire. After the war, the patent for the gun was bought by Samag, I'm not spelling that, which then collapsed and bought out by Oerlikon, which used the patent to create the rather well-known Oerlikon 20mm cannon. Many improved versions of it are still being used to this day. In the book, compared to machine gun, light repeating cannon deals way more damage. A hit from machine gun deals 2 damage, a hit from light repeating cannon deals 8 goddamn damage, and since all machine guns deal 4 hits at knife range while light repeating cannon deals 3 hits, that would be 8 damage versus 24 damage, which is a bit ridiculous. And since the cannon is on a 4-up flex mount, you can aim it upward and shoot another plane or airship from below too, an extra angle of attack they can't quite handle. However, this comes at a cost. Light repeating cannon weighs almost as much as 2 machine guns, jams a lot easier, need to be reloaded often, only has 6 ammo compared to a medium machine gun 10 and light machine gun 8, having 3 hits also means that no matter what, it can't hit things at extreme range, and it has the awkward tag, which basically means that in a deflection shot in which an enemy plane move like this, you will suffer -3 to your open fire roll, which is quite a big drawback. So a machine gun is still much better at shooting down other planes unless of course, you are really good at shooting or good at getting behind others. But if you hit, your enemy will feel it, and light repeating cannon also has shell firing tag, meaning special ammo is a bit cheaper for it, like armor piercing and high explosive ammo which multiplies the damage for more damage, but people might get more pissed off at you than normal because treating shrapnel and burn wounds is ugly business. Moving on, the other equipment available to the Theler Kobra MB is a high radiator, which can still be used to cool down your engine one more time before rendered dead weight after being damaged, but you will take one injury when it gets damaged because, well, boiling water. As for its stat, unlike the later improved MD variant which we talked about before, the MB is slower and less agile, but its engine is slightly more reliable and it's a lot tougher, so it's still quite a good flyer. As for its variants, you could actually switch the KanonenKobra back to its original configuration with 2 machine guns, just remove the light repeating cannon and add in 2 accessible uncovered hull medium machine guns. And if you are wondering if the KanonenKobra can just carry both at once, it can, since they are both put in 2 different places, but it's going to make the plane even slower and sluggish. But it's also a ton of firepower, holy shit. Other variants include the previous MA variant with a low radiator which makes the engine more reliable from improved cooling, but if the radiator gets shot off, your plane will quickly be in trouble, your face however won't be. There's also a field fix variant that involves moving the radiator aside to keep the pilot safe, turning it into a high offset radiator which leaves a hole in the middle, improving visibility for almost no drawback besides increased stall speed. So, the Theler Kobra MB, or KanonenKobra, an old workhorse given a new job to hunt down balloons and airships with a big autocannon, and honestly, it's pretty good at its job, and still just as good at hunting down other planes just like it. There's a lot more weapon types I haven't talked about in Flying Circus, each with their own roles and strengths, but I will do so when they comes up. Anyway, that's all for now, and I will see you all next time. Hello there, if you like this video, please subscribe to my channel and click that notification bell button. If you really want to support my channel, you could visit my Patreon page, or buy me some coffee, links in the description. Anyway, have a nice day.